What's going on, my boys? Dan here, back again with another Duel Links video. And I had to stop everything that I was doing, put everything on hold, unrender video. I had to stop, man, because everybody was sending me all these messages. Dan, what do you think about Konami's ban lists and stuff like that? And to be honest, I didn't even know that that was a thing until everybody started pinging me about it. And I was expecting to get a bunch of questions for the WCQ, but nobody had questions about that. People had questions about the ban list. So I'm here to answer those questions. But before I do that, I wanted to tell you guys that at the end of the day, since I didn't pretty much play the last day, ironically, your boy ended up, instead of rank 69, you'll never guess what rank I ended up as. 169. I'm still the sexiest duelist, and I never miss. On multiples of 100, I never miss. 69 master. Now, forbidden / limited list and skill balance. Attention duelists, the implementation of the forbidden / limited list and the rebalancing of skills are planned to occur on the date listed below. Please see below for the changes that are going to be made and our reasoning behind these changes. Expected date for skill rebalancing: June 17th. Changes made to skill effects will be applied to both PvP and PvE duels when updating to version 2.80, which will become available sometime between June 17th and June 20th of 2018. Please check the details of skill balancing below. So here we go, the reasoning for the skill balancing, and I'm gonna just read this regular. So here we go, my boys. Skill balancing, here's the reasoning. Here are the reasons behind skill balancing. Updated June 12, 2018. The skill rebalancing page will be edited as skills description for extra was missing a sentence. Incorrect. You're just now noticing that it's missing a sentence. Okay, what is it missing? Can be used only when your life points decrease by 2,000 during the draw phase. Add to your hand one copy of the card you drew as your normal draw. Correction. Can be used when your life points decrease by 2,000 during the draw phase. You can add one copy of the card you drew during your normal draw. This skill can only be used once per duel. That's the sentence that you forgot. And you just now noticing it now? Okay. The skill details page will be updated on the date listed above. The rebalancing of skills will be applied to the game by updating the version 2.80. However, please note that the skill details page will not be changed with the update. Reasons for rebalancing. So I guess they have the reasons for here, and then the updated skills. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read the reason for rebalancing, then I'm gonna read the skill, so we can get a better scope, just a better flow of this thing. So Dragonic Fusion, we have added an additional effect. I'm still messed up about that extra. Dragonic Fusion, we have added an additional effect to the skill, as simply adding Dragon's Mirror to the deck does not create new strategies. You think? What did you change it to? Okay, it says at the start, Dragonic Fusion. At the start of the beginning of the duel, add a Dragon's Mirror to your deck and shuffle it. Okay. Then add 5 God Dragon to your extra deck. Can only be used when your life points are 1800 or decreased by 1800. Instead of conducting your normal draw, I guess you'll pull Dragon's Mirror instead. Yeah, from your deck to the hand. Skill can only be used once per duel. Much better. Much better. Much better. Much better. Or you could just give us Dragon's Mirror and, just give us Dragon's Mirror in the game. That would also work too. Or that'd be too broken. Just give us 1 copy. That could also work. All right. Sealed Tombs. This skill is meant to reflect Ishizu's duty as a gravekeeper. So we made it more powerful. Okay. I don't even know what that is. So until the end of your opponent's next turn, neither player can banish cards from the graveyard or special summon monsters from the graveyard. You couldn't where was this update during the last event? This would have crushed Sylvans, but I already know that I've been hearing from everybody that the ban list has come out, so I haven't looked at that yet. Or ban restricted list. I haven't looked at that yet. That's next, but I know that they did something to Sylvans. I already know that. I know that from seeing people's thumbnails. I tried to avoid watching videos. Harpy's Last Will. We have made this skill easier to use, but have added a limit to the number of times it can be used. So that sounds like you made it freaking broken. So let me see. Harpy's Last Will can be used by banishing 5 Harpy cards from your graveyard. Add 1 Harpy's Feather Duster to your hand from outside your deck. Oh, disgusting. This effect can only be used once per duel. Well, yeah, but I don't see how you can get 5 Harpies in the grave. Maybe somebody can enlighten me in the comments. Posthumous Army. I think this is Bone skill. Says we have made this skill easier to use so that it can be taken advantage in zombie decks. Okay. Can be used each time your life points decrease by 1,000. All monsters on the field in both players' graveyards become zombie monsters until the end of your opponent's turn. Okay. I could see some situations where Posthumous Army could really be devastating, because sometimes when you're playing Weevil and you get the Parasite Infection bug on the field, changing your monsters to insects can ruin some strategies. So I don't know if it's gonna get top meta play, but I can see it getting some play, depending on how our meta shifts. Dual Standby. This skill was deemed to be too powerful. Who would have thought? Who would have thought in a game with 4,000 life points, with decks built to OTK, that starting with 1 extra card would just be so busted? Who thought that? Who thought that? We have added a limitation to it, so it does not cause the duel to end in 1 turn. What did you do? What did you do? Oh, what did you do to it, Konami? What did you do? Each player's starting hand increased by 1 card. You can only activate spells and traps or monster effects on your first turn. Wait, you cannot activate spell, traps, or monster effects on your first turn. So each player starts their hand with an extra card, but on your first turn, your whole deck is fucking nerfed. So what you just encouraged with this, Konami, is instead of having a game that will quote unquote end on the first turn, you've made Dual Standby a deck. You just pushed it towards stall now. If I'm running a deck with a bunch of traps and monsters that activate on flip or my opponent's turn, which is mill basically, I'm going to run Dual Standby. I'm going to set all my traps and monsters in turn. I can't activate many effects anyway, But when your turn goes, I'll go bananas. So you just made Taya the official mill deck character. Okay. Just go ahead and wreck Taya. I'm glad you did something to it, but you gotta get some better explanations and don't make them so like obvious and silly. This skill was deemed to be too powerful. I think we've known that for about a year now. But I'm glad somebody figured it out. This skill has become more restart. This skill has become more and more dominant as powerful new cards combos are discovered. Powerful new combos are discovered. You think a good hand is not gonna be popular. So we added a negative effect. Why would you add a negative effect to restart and your RNG is already busted? Did you address RNG? You didn't? Okay. What did you do to restart? What did you do to restart? That was the only fair skill. What did you do to it? Can only be used once after your starting hand are dealt. Reveal and redraw your starting hand. Your first draw is skipped if you use this skill. You killed restart. Why would you kill it? Why? Why would you do that to restart? Restart did nothing wrong. Come on, man. You already showed a hand. You already give the deck information. Exposing someone's hand and the deck they play is so critical. And now you skip the draw. There's no point to play it. If I'm playing restart and I go second, I lose. That is terrible. You'll just have 4 cards in hand. Go in second. Skip the draw. Wow. Why would you do that to restart? Like, restart, it was not the freaking problem. I didn't hear anybody complaining how busted restart was. Nobody said restart's unbalanced. Nobody said restart's unfair. Never once have you had anybody complain about restart. They call it re-brick. Re-brick. Restart, re-brick. Why would you do that? That's the worst one of all these. I haven't even finished reading it. Balance. The skill was the second most used skill next to restart and was highly versatile. So we have added an additional condition to weaken its versatility. You're punishing good deck builders? You're punishing people who can put a strong combo together, restart and balance? Why would you do that to restart and balance? What did you do to balance? Your starting hand will reflect the card's balance of your deck. Okay, this skill will not activate unless you have at least 6 of each type of card in your deck. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You just took balance and removed it from so many deck equations. If I'm playing D heroes, I can no longer use balance if I like balance with my D heroes because I'm running one trap, treacherous trap hole. Everything else is spelled. No more balance for me. Why? Oh my God. I just saw you wreck the two best skills in the game for the sake of they're good. What did you do to grit? Which is the actual problem. What did you do to grit? Grit. This skill is grit. Oh my God. That actually made me frustrated. Why would you do that to restart and balance? Okay, anyway. Grit. This skill is being used often with a high win ratio. You think? So we have added a limit to the number of times it activates. You didn't think you needed that before. And have removed the random element to make it more predictable. You didn't think that a skill that allows someone to cheat losing didn't need a limitation or an air of predictability. You didn't think that beforehand. Okay. All right. Ojama Go, Destiny Draw Extra Extra. We have added a limit to the number of times these skills can be used to drag out duels. So why okay. I get that you would do this to stop cheese decks on the ladder. That's fine. Let me see what you did with grit. What did you do to grit? Grit. If you have 4,000 or more life points at the start of the turn, your life points will not fall below 1 for one time only. You can only activate this once per duel. So basically, if their life points are beyond 4,000, they just cannot be killed in one turn. So you gave them a guaranteed survival. You made it so that they can never die in one turn. Let me make sure I read this correctly. If you have 4,000 or more life points at the start of the turn, your life points will not fall below 1 for one time only. So if the life points is 4,000 or more, you can never die 100% of the time in one turn. And you killed restart. And you killed balance. For competitive decks anyway. I don't see any competitive decks using 6, 6, and 6. I don't see that. Did you actually say 6, 6, and 6? You did. You said 6, 6, and 6. You said 6 monsters, 6 bells, 6 traps. You killed it. I can't believe you did that. Why would you do it? Oh my God. I appreciate you making it once per duel. But come on, man. 100%. It could have at least been a 99% chance. 1% chance that they still lose. This is a guaranteed. So you're saying that the default skill for people who enjoyed using restart and balance is now grit. That's what you just said. Because you're rewarding people who build good decks and build balanced decks who only want to get a good hand to win. You're taking away their ability to make sure they can get a good hand by giving them a free life. Way to go. That is, wow. Ojama Go can only be used when your life points decrease by 1,800. Special summon an Ojama token to your opponent's side to fill in defense position. This skill can only be used once per duel. Whoopee. Once per duel for Destiny Draw. Once per duel for Extra Extra. The effects of skills in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links are not permitted. The effects of skills in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links are not permanent and are subject to change in order to preserve game balance. There goes that word again. And ensure a fun experience. Oh, I'm not sorry. Experience, not experience. Not a fun experience. You don't want us to have a fun experience. You want us to have a fun environment for all duelists to duel in. In addition, there may be special duels in the future that do not abide by the changes made for these skills. For what purpose? So please be cautious when converting cards. So basically it's like, we know we just killed decks, so don't convert your decks. That's what they're saying. We know this is the last line. This is the last line. In addition, there may be special duels in the future that do not abide by the changes made to these skills. Why would that line be there? What event would you run where I would have to use the old broken skills? I want dual standby, but without the negation. Why would you do that? So please be cautious when converting cards. So don't throw away your high priced deck just because we killed restart and balance. Okay. But get ready to play grit. Say there will be say that will be all for the time for this time. Yeah, thank you. Wow. I am shocked. I can't believe why that was so heavy-handed. That was unnecessary. Let's see what they did to this thing. Forbidden and limited changes. Here are the details on how the forbidden/limited list will be implemented and what cards will be added to the list. 1. Massive morph. Limited only to 1 can be included in the deck. Great. Massive morph is a problem. Yes. Put massive morph to 1. Makes sense. Semi-limited. Actually, I do have a problem with your semi-limited right here. It's semi-limited for PvP, but also PvE. Why does the PvE need to be semi-limited, limited, or whatever? PvE should just be free, so that I can continue to farm with this, but whatever. You put this to 2 because you want to stop the cheesy OTK. Yeah, 2. You want to stop the OTK. But you put enemy controller at 2? I guess, man. Whatever. Hit enemy controller. I guess it's just too good. I feel like this is another universal, versatile card that everybody uses because other cards are just unreliable. Because certain decks create certain field conditions where enemy controller is one of your best options. But they just shot that down to 2. I don't get why they did that. I see why they put Cup of Ace to 2. I see why they did that. Hero Shadow Scout. Yeah, you're gonna put. Yeah, had to make sure you put this guy to 2, right? Because you just made Mill a lot stronger and more prevalent and more focused in the dual standby. You got more IQ focused on dual standby and Mill now. So go ahead and drop this guy to 2. Not like that's gonna help because people normally only play 1 or 2 of these and hit you with this as a finishing move. So not like that's gonna help much. Rose Lover, dropped it to 2. Okay. Hit it to 2. You didn't want to kill Sylvans. Like I said, they don't want to kill. Like I said, they're not gonna kill Sylvans. They're not gonna do it. And I said this before. They're not gonna ban cards straight up if you had to pay for it. And I believe that these came out of packs, so they're not. They just put them. They just cut them down. Anyway, Amazoness Onslaught just came out. Dropped down to 2. Somebody, it took a whole season for you guys to figure out that it took a whole season for you guys to figure out, not even a whole season, a couple seasons, for you guys to figure out how broken this was. You couldn't read this card off face value and see that it was absolutely disgusting and needed to be at maybe 1. 2 is fine though. At least they got 1 for a Cosmic Cyclone target and another one they got to at least be cautious about playing it and can't just spam and set 2 on the board and just in turn and expect to have everything. So I appreciate this. I'm still a little salty about balance and restart. Cyber Petite Angel, you put this to 2. Don't people run this at 2? I don't know. Pulse mines. You put this to 2. I could get that. A lot of machines are really broken. So putting this to 2, that's fair. Pulse mines is a very strong card. But I was playing 2 for a long time because I didn't have 3. And 2 works just fine. So that's not a big hit. And then Celestial. Celestial is the most dangerous D hero. And also with his ability to destroy a face-up spell card and drawing 2 cards, he's the strongest one. Put him to 2. Yes, that is a great responsible decision. I think you should have did that. However, he can be spared to the graveyard, but it at least slows down the D hero engine. I can respect that. But it also kinda, just a little bit, hurts the style of D hero deck that I was playing with no polymerization. Because without a third one of these, you're gonna slow the deck down and hurt its recovery. And this card no longer is on the list. Red Eye Spirit makes a lot of sense because they went back here and they updated, well, they don't have it on here anymore, but they updated some skill to boost zombie decks. And of course you're going to use Red Eye Spirit to bring back your Red Eyes Dank Zombie Dragon. So overall, what do I think? I think that the changes for the Forbidden and Limited list are fair, especially hitting Massive Morph and putting it to 1. I appreciate the attention to address cheese decks and 1-turn kills and things like that. I appreciate that. However, I do not approve of what you guys did to restart and balance. I do not see it. It doesn't make sense to me. I want somebody in the comment section. I want Konami. I want somebody to let me know, why does it make sense to do what you did to restart and balance? Why does restart and balance need such a nerf? We do not need this nerf to restart and balance. My personal opinion, that's how I feel about it. You can let me know or let Konami know in the comment section below why restart and balance. That's all I want to know. Honestly, I only use restart and balance because the RNG sucks. Any other skill you use, you're susceptible to bricks. You use restart and balance so you can just play the game. What's left for people who want to play restart and balance? Nobody. Nothing. Nothing is left for people like me who enjoyed restart and balance just so they could enjoy the deck and play the game. You only left me with grit. Grit is the only skill. It's a neutral skill. It doesn't do anything. And it just gives me 1 life extra if I'm from 4,000 or higher going down to 0. Come on, man. I don't like that. I don't like that. If I was grading this and I was looking at the skill balance thing here, looking at the skill balances, you were getting checks, check pluses. You were getting all those checks and check pluses. Then I get the dual standby, restart, and balance. Bang, bang, bang. You just killed them. You just killed all 3 of those. And then you boosted grit. I'm going to have to give you a D for that. I'm going to give you a D for that. It's still a fail, but you still did some good. So I'm going to give you a D for that. For the Forbidden and Limited list, I'm looking at this Forbidden and Limited list right now. All these are very responsible choices in my opinion. I have a slight misgiving about this whole secret path to the treasures. I got feelings about that because, it's a farm card. Other than that, this is a responsible list, and you even took Spirit off because you can clearly see that it doesn't matter having that at 3 or not in this format. Makes perfect sense. I would give this a B+, because I can't give you an A for what you did to restart and balance.